You are listening to Radio Long Island City, recorded at our studios near Hell Gate, 9 kilometers north of the Harbor Hill Moraine. And now, the Observatory. The Observatory, Saturday the 27th of December 2025. It is 6 days after the winter solstice. It is 83 days before the spring equinox. Tonight is the second night of Kwanzaa. The sun rises today at 7:19 a.m. Solar noon takes place today at 11:57 a.m. The sun sets today at 4:35 p.m. Civil twilight ends at 5:06 p.m. and nautical twilight ends at 5:41 p.m. The length of daytime today is 22 seconds longer than yesterday. The moon reaches its first quarter today at 2:10 p.m. The moon rises today at 11:32 a.m. The moon sets today after midnight. The full moon will arrive on Saturday, the 3rd of January. These are the predicted tides today for Horns Hook. In the wee hours, high tide, 3:15 a.m., 1 meter 34. In the morning, low tide, 9:26 a.m., 3 centimeters. In the afternoon, high tide, 3:36 p.m., 1 meter 22. At night, low tide, 9:46 p.m., minus 9 centimeters. In our shared realm of plants and animals, for the gardeners amongst us, it's not too late to trim bush roses. Most experts recommend a relatively light fall pruning, followed by a hard pruning in the spring. The goal in the fall is to remove dead shoots and cut the canes to about 1 meter high. This prevents long canes from being blown about in the wind, and as we've seen such powerful gusty winds this fall, this is probably sage advice. Pruning this late, at the beginning of winter, may also be helpful in discouraging pests. Sawflies, carpenter bees, and wasps like to lay eggs in freshly trimmed canes. When these hatch, they burrow down the cane, killing it. Now in the cold weather, these insects are not to be seen, so the roses can overwinter, unmolested. Commemorations. Today is the anniversary of the Flushing Remonstrance. In 1657, a group of 12 Quakers arrived on Long Island. 2 of their number, both women, began to preach in the streets of the settlement at Flushing. At the time, the governor of the province, Peter Stuyvesant, had forbidden any religion in New Netherland except the Dutch Reformed Church. He had already tried to exclude Jews from New Amsterdam, but had been overruled by the Dutch West India Company, which controlled the colony. A group of Flushing merchants took the side of the Quakers and petitioned Stuyvesant and the company to allow religious freedom. Their Flushing Remonstrance is a strong argument for religious tolerance and pluralism. In 1663, the company instructed Stuyvesant to, quote, allow everyone to have his own belief as long as he behaved quietly and legally, gave no offense to his neighbors, and did not oppose the government. It is a landmark in religious liberty in North America. On this day in 1932, Radio City Music Hall opened at Rockefeller Center. The opening night's performance was a lavish variety show, but it was a bit of a disaster. It lasted from 8 p.m. until a surprising 2 in the morning, and on the huge stage, which was the largest in the world, many of the acts were lost in the vast space. Reviewers were not kind. Just 2 weeks later, the music hall announced it would switch to showing feature films, but the stage shows, including the Rockettes, continued, reconfigured to fill the giant auditorium. The world as we have known it. On this day in 1945, the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank were created by treaties between 29 and 28 nations, respectively. The 2 institutions helped rebuild capitalistic economic systems after the Second World War, and are key players in the organization of the world financial system. How they have been forces for good or for ill is debatable, and as old arrangements are shattered, we will see what role they will play in the future. Today we remember Marlene Dietrich, born this day in 1901. Born in Berlin, she began her acting and singing career in Germany, but by the 1930s was ensconced in Hollywood. In 1939, she took American citizenship and charmed American troops at USO shows throughout the war. A mysterious beauty, a 20th century icon. And finally, this second night of Kwanzaa honors the principle of kujichagulia, or self-determination. And that is the Observatory, Saturday the 27th of December, 2025.